They're away in this particular match in which Mr. Stone has been judged to be the referee. Canberra is defending the southern end of the ground. Eastern Suburbs kicked off. They're defending the northern end. And Eastern Suburbs at the moment have got the Canberra side pinned in their quarter. And there's the first penalty of the match. We're inside the 5 against Eastern Suburbs. A loud booing goes up on the receipt of that penalty. There's David Chuella motoring up to the quarter line. Canberra on the defensive now. Spina, Worth, and he's Shepherd. Tackled on the quarter line. It's the last tackle. We'll see what option they use. Milrose gets the bomb. Jackson, McGann is there. Oh, McGann's pulled it out of the air and scored a fantastic try. We'll have to see whether he was onside, but by heavens, that's an astonishing try. He was standing wide and came through it. A rate of not see it again.
And there it is, the bomb coming up on the replay. The bomb still sticking its head up in 1987 here. And Belcher, well, no cover defence there. They looked up, trying to check the referee to see if, in fact, on the State Bank replay, he was onside. Line ball decision here to see whether McGann was onside. Tough one to call, but there was no cover defence there for Belcher. Peter Jackson was standing in front of him, wondering why the referee hadn't called him offside. Well, you've got to play the whistle, and these Canberra players should have been back there giving some sort of screen to Belcher. Unprotected, and the advantage with the man on the run, Hugh McGann.
And he's got the extra, so that's it. Eastern Suburbs 6, Canberra 0. O'Sullivan trying to make a probing run, gets half through the tackle and into the quarter. Jackson. Yes, he tries to run too much from dummy half, Jackson. Every time he goes there, he has a sprint, a bit of a try on, but they're awake to that. Sam Bacco ploughing strongly forward. Watched by his coach there, Don Ferner. Henjack, pass back on the inside. It's going to be a pass to Walters. And Steve Walters, the hooker, has come up with a very, very sound try, a very neat little try. And it's going to put a whole new complexion on this game, believe me. See this one again and watch the backing up on the inside.
So on the State Bank replay, good thinking from Henjack. He and Chris O'Sullivan have been probing, and very simple back on the inside. Eastern Suburbs going to sleep, really caught napping there by Steve Walters. Good play, support play from the hooker who had backed up from the dummy half position. But the defensive line there, you see it moving up out wide, but there's nobody at home back on the inside. Robert Simpkins, well, that marker defence had certainly knocked off for Eastern Suburbs, and their forwards on the ruck guilty of not being back there on the inside.
Now Belcher, who is by no means a regular goal kicker, has taken over the very important role for Canberra. Directly in front, about 2 metres off centre. Straight as a gun barrel, so the scores then that we have here at the Sydney Cricket Ground: Eastern Suburbs 6, Canberra 6. Made about 10 metres. He's not going to have a marker when he gets up this time. Out to Walters, Lance, Sam Bacco with a headband. Very formidable man when he runs at full speed. Coyne back inside to Ashley Gilbert, is it, or Bacco? Ashley Gilbert. Here's Brent Todd. Beautiful pass. And there's a penalty going to be awarded against the Eastern Suburbs side for inside the 5. The referee was playing the advantage.
So Canberra's starting to get a little bit of a roll on here. East defence is certainly standing back and waiting. They're not coming up to the advantage line and meeting the Raiders, so they're certainly starting to get some mileage up, and they're allowing plenty of space as they look wide for Belcher and Peter Jackson.
That kick has been a good one, played it within 10 metres of the line. Brent Todd, Walters, Sam Bacco on the charge. He's there! Big Sam has cracked the Eastern Suburbs line. It looked like butter. He's gone through 2 tackles to force his way over. Very, very strong play. See that again, and it'll be good looking from head on.
Well, it was coming on the State Bank replay. If you're going to stand back and allow fellas like Sam Bacco and Ashley Gilbert and Gary Coyne to get up a bit of motoring, well, they just didn't meet him at the advantage line. They were waiting, and very simple first up tackles being missed. And it's unlike Huey McGann to miss a simple one. He just went low, Tony ramping, trying to go over the top, but bang, they're all in each other's way there and just falling off tackles. If the first one, the try to Steve Waters was under the post, was a problem for Arthur Beetson, this is even more so. This really has compounded it because that should not have been a try.
Belcher. The roar from the crowd tells you that he's been successful. So Canberra now lead 12 points, Eastern Suburbs 6. Long cut out pass to McGahn, standing very wide out to Spina. Spina shows the ball back on the inside, gets it to Melrose. He's tackled very, very well by Bacco, covering out there nicely. Shepherd goes from Motor. Got to pass away as he was falling. Melrose trying to get himself into the clear. Has done so, looks to support. Gets a pass away beautifully to Rampling. Rampling's lost the ball forward. And it's going to be a scrum just about 5 metres inside the Canberra in goal, in the field of play.
Good ball there from Tony Melrose and a strong run. Some feeble defence it was from Canberra that allowed the break.
And Jack on a Bacco nicely away to Coyne. Coyne looks to support, gets it to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan gets it to Henjack, goes under a head-high tackle. Being told to get to his feet quickly. Canberra got players out here on the right. O'Sullivan goes for a motor. He's tackled beautifully there by Gilmeister. Out to Walters, on to Belcher. Belcher throws the dummy, gets the pass to Keener, and it's over the sideline. Way behind him and over the sideline it goes.
Great opportunity missed there, and Don Ferner and Wayne Bennett knowing that too. But Kenner was guilty of overrunning Belcher there. He should have hung back.
About 12.5 minutes to go. Little kick over the top. They found the wide open spaces. Taken by Coyne. Coyne giving it out to the forward, Brent Todd. Todd has lost the ball forward, and it's apparently gone to a Eastern Suburbs player, Gary Worth. See that again.
So another great opportunity. There was people inside and outside. I thought the better option for Todd was to go back the other way, but he chose Walters where the defence was.
It's a great chance come and gone. Canberra defending hard now, but can't miss these opportunities that they have been having. McGahn wrapped up just as he was about to get the ball away. Good strong tackle. Linden to Melrose, who drives it hard downfield. It's going to go back near the Canberra goal line, actually into the in-goal area. Oi, taken by Belcher. It went between his legs. Corkery will have to run it from there. It's a good strong surge too. He's out beyond the quarter line. Well, Corkery taking all sorts of time to get to his feet and play it. Oh, that pass looked marginal to Ashley Gilbert. He was very level with it and he took it. And Jack Lance. Jackson, young player that's come well and truly of age in the last 12 months. Belcher caressing that ball, beautifully taken by Worth back in his own quarter. Here's Coyne. Worth runs away from him. Henjack's in the pursuit. He's gone right round in a great big circle. It's a good run. Got it out to Linden. Linden kicks ahead. He's taken out of the play by Kenner. There's going to be a penalty to Eastern Suburbs. Well, that's going to be a marginal sort of a thing. I believe that perhaps Kenner was entitled to finish his tackle, but they're taking the quick tap. The action's centred now only about 3 metres out from the Canberra line. McGahn switches the play back to the blind side to Melrose, and now it's been knocked on by Chuella. It's all come and gone. Midfield, it's been played at a great pace this game. Oh, there's some loose ball now. Eastern Suburbs are in possession only about 13 metres out. Can Canberra reorganise quickly? to Gilmeister. Gilmeister away to Smith, and Smith's in for the try. That's good work from McGann. Sheet that try home well and truly to the eastern suburbs skipper, who saw the opportunity and whizzed it out very, very quickly. David Smith's the scorer, but all the brain work was done well back on the inside.
Experience and pressure, big-time stuff in semi-finals. The experience came with Hugh McGann. He knew that quick hands was needed out wide. They hadn't reorganised themselves quickly enough, Canberra, and up come the try. The pressure was brought about by Canberra themselves, who just made the silly mistake of losing possession inside their own quarter. They've been put back on their heels after securing that lead. They worked themselves well, and they were having the better of play. But now East have surged back with that try through David Smith. You just can't afford to make mistakes in your own quarter. South Sydney nearly lost yesterday's semi-final because of silly penalties inside their own 22, and now the Canberra Raiders letting that try back on for East through David Smith.
And moves in now. He's kicked it, so the scores are locked up at 12 points all with 6.5 minutes to go to half-time break. About 31 seconds to go to the break. Time for one last hurrah by the Canberra side. Last tackle coming up. Jackson. He's kicked downfield.
Well, this is the danger. It's Joe Lydon with an open field. He's plenty of pace, probably the quickest man on the field with 30 seconds to go. They've got out of that situation there. Peter Jackson, that's not the way to go about a kicking game.
That was kicking to the open side wing, and when that winger is Joe Lydon, it's a no-no. So an entertaining, a most entertaining game, a game full of spirited running, great tackling, some flimsy defence at times, but a game that we can really feel that has been a good first 40 minutes. We're going to hope the second half is just as good. Yes, we'll just get David Fordham to tell us who the change is in the Eastern Suburbs side, and we'll be off.
Well, the English international Joe Lydon is the man that's off the field for Eastern Suburbs. On the left wing is Wayne Chalice. He'll be wearing jersey number 15. Also a bit of doubt about Brendan Hall. He twisted a knee just before half-time. Interesting to note that he's come out with his left knee quite heavily strapped.
OK. Hugh McGann, who's had an astonishing first half, catches the ball from the kick-off, and they've got it to Gilmeister. He's out to the quarter. Now to Truella. He motors forward in a very effective fashion. There's going to be a Canberra player called out for a head-high tackle here. And Gilmeister, Truella rather, is doing the usual thing. There's the tackle. Well, Danny Shepherd just had a ball stripped from him that he was trying to carry through on the first tackle. And Canberra back in possession. That's no way for a first-grade forward to handle the first tackle, losing the ball. The blindside it goes out to Henjack. He's probing at the moment. Both sides. Midway between the quarter and the halfway. Oi, there's McGann again. He stops him. Jackson with a marvellous tackle. Ball and all. But Belcher has come up with a good strong kick. Worth takes it and drops it. Might be really caned on this occasion. Has got it to Jackson. Walters did that. There's a long cut-out pass gone to Corkery, and Corkery's dropped it. Oh, God, spare me days. There's a golden opportunity to score a try in the scoreboard corner. Has gone begging. See it again.
So, for the second time, Corkery receiving a bit of a difficult ball way out in front of him. He tried to drag it in. There was plenty of cover defence. Jackson might have even been better served just to hang on to that pass.
Smith. Worth picked off nicely. Dean Lance, the man that did the job. McGann elects to get a long one away to Brendan Hall, who's gone right up the middle of the field. Looks for support, gets it back inside to Slippery Morris. He gets a flick pass to Simpkins. Simpkins gets it over the top to Spina. Spina taken out of it beautifully there by Corkery. By Keena, rather. Eastern Suburbs on the fly now, out to Morris. Morris to Hall. Melrose gets it back inside to Chalice. Chalice is searching for the line. He's taken out of it with a strong tackle by Sam Bacco over the top. Laid him out very, very strongly. Worth. Hall. Moving nicely to McGann. McGann out there to Shepherd away to Gilmeister. Gilmeister sprinting for the corner. He's going to be taken over the sideline. Got it back into Spina. Got it to Rambling, and Rambling's only 2 metres out from the line. This is an incredible passage of play by Eastern Suburbs. There's a kick ahead, or the bomb really been put up, and it's taken by who? I think Slippery Morris has come up with a try. I think Slippery Morris has come up with a try there after a most incredible passage of play by Eastern Suburbs that had everybody here on the edge of their seats. Believe me, see it again.
On the State Bank replay, strong protest from Canberra. They're arguing that Steve Morris was involved in losing a ball here. While the end on camera might show it, Mick Stone was fairly confidently awarding the try as the bomb goes up here just in front of, perfectly placed in front of the line here. Keep your eye on Stevie Morris. Did he touch that? For mine, it came off his hand and forearm. I'm probably in agreement with Canberra that this ball was lost and touched by Steve Morris. So here it comes bouncing back now. Keep your eye on him. Touching the ball there, knocking it on, no try.
The score is 16 Eastern Suburbs, Canberra 12. It's now 18 points to 12. Henjack. Belcher's dropped the ball. This will be a try to McGann. It is. There's a drop ball at the side of the scrum by Gary Belcher. He was unable to regather it. The ball was kicked through. McGann swooped on it, picked up the ball and dived over as easy as you please.
So Canberra well and truly back on their heels now. They've been saying they look tired in the last 5 minutes. A lot of drop ball. They just haven't been able to come back with that quick try to even those scores up. And Hugh McGann, who's had a busy game for Eastern Suburbs, he's been leading the way with a great example, just swoops on it there. I think the changes are certainly necessary in the Canberra side now. Their forwards are struggling somewhat. They need to get a couple of fresh runners out there to try and break this Eastern Suburbs lineup. There the ball goes free. Hughie McGann, plenty of pace for a back rower, just takes the tackle of Chris O'Sullivan and over he goes for Eastern Suburbs. So confidence now well and truly out the back door for Canberra. Belcher and Peter Jackson will be called upon for miracles now to try and get themselves totally involved to search for the 2 tries that the Raiders need.
Well, that was a great try, a quick-thinking try, a try of quality to take the opportunity. 22 points to 12. The game just about slipped away from Canberra. Seemed to kick the sand, but he's got the goal. So the score now is Canberra 24, Eastern Suburbs 24, Canberra 12. Terry Regan, who was a pretty useful player, but a little bit of a fellow that does not know what is going to happen next. Good pass back on the inside of O'Sullivan, then to Henjack. It's a great pass and a good run from Henjack. Good backing up from Laurie Spina there to tackle him in that position. Jackson. O'Sullivan runs into problems. Jackson out to Terry Regan. Well, he's kicked ahead. Worth will pick this up. That was not called for at that stage. Laurie Spina was on the ground getting attention, but he's back right now. Chalice is taken out of it there by O'Sullivan. Hughie McGann. He's still got up and he's come forward again. Indestructible, this bloke. Had a magnificent game for Eastern Suburbs. Has led the way in all departments. Gilmeister. Hall. Melrose cleverly dummying, stopping, and then kicking at leisure. And it's going to find the touch. Oh, yes, this Tony Melrose is having a game too. Let me tell you, everything he does turns to gold at the moment. Simpkins is off. Patterson comes straight ahead. Chuella. McGann under a high tackle. Chuella. Spina. Brendan Hall probing there. They're right on the quarter line. Gilmeister. It's a one-handed pass back into Shepherd. Runs into one of his own players. Onto Hall. Hall dummies, weaves. Last tackle. The kick has been put in. The grubber kick to Belcher. Belcher manages to stay just in the field of play. Little Ivan Henjak comes away with a good scurry, but is picked up by the cover. The ball kicked through by Eastern Suburbs. 6 to go. Coyne has it. There's Terry Regan. Well, I met him in no uncertain terms. Sam Bacco. Got a pass into Todd. The pass was a good one, but Todd was wrapped up immediately. Wolvers. Pass away. I think it was touched by an East player. Yes, it was. 6 to go, says the referee. Lance. Bacco still trying to do what he was put on the field for, to make a bust. He's done that fairly usefully all day. Regan back to Henjak. They work their way up to the halfway. Lance. Now the kicking game will have to come into operation after this next tackle. Jackson out to Corkery. Corkery goes well. Gets over the top of Spina. Got a flick pass back inside to Corkery, who's streaming on. Gets it away there too. Who's that player? It's number 6, O'Sullivan. And O'Sullivan backing up on the inside has scored a very, very good try. It came at a critical moment. There are 11 minutes left.
Good blindside play by Belcher. He committed the marker, Steve Morris, there to pick him up. Good play also by Corkery to pick up Chris O'Sullivan back up on the inside. The Raiders haven't given up. There's plenty of time left in this semi-final, and with the likes of Belcher and Jackson and Corkery still causing problems out wide, they're well and truly in this game. They've been probing all day the halves of O'Sullivan and Henjak, two of the best performers for the Raiders, and that's a great result for his performance this afternoon. O'Sullivan, clever thinking to keep that ball alive. They didn't exercise the option of kicking, and the ball going back inside here for O'Sullivan, and Eastern Suburbs with still a few worries about getting on into the major semi-final next Sunday.
Now he sprayed that out to the right, so the score remains 24 Eastern Suburbs, 16 Canberra. The change is made for Canberra.
Yes, Daly has come on. Now that means that Walters will go into lock forward to replace his captain, Dean Lance. And Daly will play in the centre for Canberra. We also have another change in the Eastern Suburbs side. We have Paul Daines in jersey number 33 coming on to replace David Troy.
The kick for touch takes play into Canberra's half. Patterson gets beyond the Canberra defence through the first line. Daines at dummy half. On a Salvatore. Upended. Daines again. Spina spins it back. Began a cut-out pass to Melrose. Gilmeister. Daines up to the quarter. Tony Rampling running with vigour. 15 metres out from the line. Daines, it's going to be a field goal attempt by Melrose. It's successful. That's good tactics, just tying it up. Sam Bacco goes for a run, loses the ball forward, picked up by Morris. Give it to Spina, out to Melrose. On to McGann, back on the inside. Nicely there to Brendan Hall, then to Spina. Spina to McGann. McGann to Gilmeister. Gilmeister to Salvatore. Salvatore to Morris. It's been lost behind Morris, picked up by Henjak, and he's taken it 15 metres out.
Certainly deserved a try. Great play from Eastern Suburbs and great backing up. They kept this ball alive. This is the danger side for Manly because they've got pace and really can play open football. Great pass over the top here. Morris just couldn't handle it. Would have been a superb try.
Well, we're down to 24 seconds now to go. I'm almost sorry this game's ending. I've enjoyed watching it so much. And the penalty goes to Canberra. A quick tap is taken by Waters. And here's the countdown clock. O'Sullivan, last pass was forward. That was it. And there's the hooter. So at full time, it's been a scoreline of Eastern Suburbs 25, Canberra 16. The try scorers for Eastern Suburbs have been Hugh McGahn, Smith and Morris. Smith 4 goals, Melrose a field goal. Canberra 16 points, S. Walters, Bacco and O'Sullivan tries, Belcher 2 goals. A very, very fine game of rugby league, played in a marvellous spirit with tons of ball movement. 25-16 to Eastern Suburbs.